All right, so I gave students time on page 11 to complete the multiplication practice. I've already gone through the schedule. We've got CFU 1 today. Anybody absent can make it up on Monday next week, and you'll get it back Tuesday next week. Okay. Again, here we are with the assignment page. The big thing other than the CFU today is to be aware that homeworks 1 and 2 are due on Monday, dead on Tuesday, because those are the two homework assignments assigned this week. Okay, I'm going to go through 2 practice problems, and then I'll give you all time to do the other 2. I'd really recommend that you follow along with me as I do this. Okay, I'm going to zoom in even more than that. There we go. Okay, with the first problem, our goal is to create this graph and put it on this picture. And the way we're going to do that is we need to fill in the table of values. Now notice up on the wall behind me, it says, did you reset your TI calculator? The way you do that is second plus 712. I would really recommend you get in the habit of doing this every time before we start a problem. I'll show this for you now. Okay, I'll even show the key history. Okay, let me clear that out. There we go. I'll put this up here so it's a little more out of the way. All right, so you hit second plus 712. You'll see at the bottom of the screen as well as up top. That's what I pushed. You do that to reset the calculator so that anything that anybody else did is not going to be in your way. Again, I'd recommend you do this before every problem. Okay. Now, I'm going to walk you through actually creating this graph. Now, we should hopefully know at this point, because we've talked about it the last 2 days, that these symbols mean absolute value. Okay? You absolutely need a graphing calculator. If you don't have one, they're at the back of the room. I've got a whole class set back there. Okay? So, everyone follow along with me. Hit y equals. This is where you go to type in any equation. Now, for absolute value, you go to the catalog. Okay. Remember I taught you all yesterday that the catalog is an alphabetical list of everything the calculator can do for you. So if you hit, and notice the word catalog is blue, so you hit the blue button, second, 0, and the thing that's really convenient for us is absolute value is the very first option. So you just hit enter. And there you go. You got your absolute value bars ready to go. Now, I want to type x minus 3 inside the absolute value symbol. I want to type +1 on the outside. It's really simple to do that. Remember, your variable key is right here next to the green button. That's how you get x plus 3. Now, that's the only thing that I want inside the absolute value. I'm sorry, it's x minus 3. X minus 3, the +1's on the outside. So I got to go back, and actually I'm glad I made that mistake because I can demonstrate this for you. All you have to do is use the arrows, place the cursor where I made the mistake, if you did this with me, and just type minus, and it'll replace it. Okay, now I want to type +1 on the outside, so again, I'm going to use my arrows to jump outside of the absolute value and type +1. Okay? I don't want this to be the part that trips you up. Okay? It is important that you know how to use these graphing calculators, and I don't want that to be the thing that gets in the way of your ability to get 100% on today's quiz. Okay, so if you have questions about the calculator, when I give you time to do a couple problems yourselves, you've got to call over for help. Okay, and I'll show you how to button push. I don't want the button pushing to be the thing that I'm testing. Okay, that's got to be the part that's pretty straightforward. Now, if you hit graph, this is optional, you didn't have to, but you can see the picture of the thing you're trying to create. Okay? So, to get that picture, I have to complete the table. So what I'm going to do, notice again the word table on the graphing calculator is blue. So I'm going to hit second, because I want the blue thing, graph. And voila, there's my table. Now, I want the values at -6, -3, 0, 3, 6, 9. Currently, I can only see the values at 0, 3, 6, and 9. 9 has a 7, 6 has a 4, 3 has a 1, 0 has a 4. So if you want to, you can write those down right away. Okay? So 9 had a 7, 6 had a 4, 3 had a 1, 0 had a 4. Now, I also need the values for -6 and -3. Remember, the way you get to those is you just, since the positive numbers keep going down, 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 the negative numbers go up, 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 up. So if you keep going up, you can find, oh, -3 has 7 and -6 has 10. So you can find those other values pretty quickly. And now your job is to graph these points. Remember, you graph because x is left and right, the value of the function is up and down, and you always start at the origin. Okay, this is how literally all graphing, whether it's pre-algebra, algebra 1, or algebra 2, or pre-calculus, or calculus, all graphing is done the same way. If you want to graph this point, you start at the origin. The 6, the negative 6, excuse me, says go left 6 and up 10, place a point there. Okay? So negative 6, comma 10. And I would really recommend you make it kind of a nice big bold point. Don't do stuff like this. Don't give yourself this tiny little point that's hard to see. Like make it a big bold point that's easy to see. Okay? Now, next point, negative 3, 7. So I'm going to start here, go backwards 7, go left 7, or excuse me, backwards 3 and up 7. So left 3, up 7 for negative 3, 7. Next one, we got 0, 4. So again, zeros are kind of weird. That 0 means don't go left and right at all. You're starting at the origin. Don't go left and right at all. Just go up 4. Place a point right there. Okay? In case anyone's not with me, we're on page 11. I say that because I just spotted 3 people that don't seem to be taking notes. Okay, so in case you're not sure where we're at, we're on page 11 of your note packet. Okay, we got 3, comma 1. So I start at the origin. The 3 means go right 3. The 1 means go up 1. So 3, comma 1. Next one, we've got 6, comma 4. So I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go right 6. I'm going to go up 4. And that's where I'm going to place my next point. 6, comma 4. And last one, 9, comma 7 means starting at the origin, go right 9, go up 7. And place a point right there. Now remember, if you're ever wondering, what the heck am I supposed to be doing? Like, how do I connect these dots? You can always go back to your calculator. Remember, you typed the equation into y equals. So if you hit graph, it'll show you the thing you're supposed to be drawing. So now I know to connect these points as just kind of a V. Okay? So I'm going to do this. And I'm done. Now, if you can do what I just did in front of you 2 times, you get 100% on today's quiz. If you can do this twice, you take an equation, you plug it into the calculator, you use that to fill in the table, and you create the graph. Okay? Now, by the way, if getting the table is complicated for you, you don't really want to have to depend on the calculator. If you'd rather practice your mental math, please feel free to actually use the formula. Okay? Let me reveal one of these at a time. Okay? If you take negative 6 and plug it into the equation, and you want to do that mental math in your head, well, negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. The absolute value of negative 9 is just 9, and 9 plus 1 is 10. Okay? If you plug in negative 3 to that equation, negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. The absolute value of negative 6 is 6, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So you can, if you want to do the mental math, if you're good at sort of mental calculations, you could actually fill in the table without touching a calculator. Okay? Okay, so if you weren't following along with me on that first one, following with me now. Okay? And I'm actually, just because I don't think I put a square root on the quiz today, I'm going to jump down and I'm going to do number 3. I'm going to have you all do number 4 in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to do number 3 in front of you now. Okay, now we're starting a brand new problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to reset it. Again, it's second plus 712. Okay, so second plus 712. Okay, that reset the calculator. Now I don't have to worry about any of the stuff I was doing before. Brand new calculator. I go to y equals. You should be following with me right now. And I'm going to type exactly what I see on the screen. Open parenthesis, like the start of a parenthesis, x minus 1, close parenthesis, and then the 2. Now, I'm going to purposely screw up the 2 for just a moment. I'm going to type open parenthesis, x minus 1, close parenthesis, okay? X minus 1, and then I'm going to mess up the 2 on purpose. I'm just going to put a 2. That's wrong. It's not just a 2, it's an exponent of a 2. So I'm going to use my cursor. I don't like that 2. I'm going to delete it because that's not what I wanted. Remember, to get that exponent position, you have to hit this little arrow button. That's what tells the calculator the next thing I type needs to be up in that exponent position. Okay, and then I press 2. Does anyone want me to go through how to type that equation in one more time? Because again, I really don't want, I can't help you with button pushing during the quiz. Okay, if you call me over and you say, I don't know how to type a squared, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, you should have been paying attention. If you call me over and say, how do I get those absolute value bars? I'm going to say, sorry, you should have been paying attention. Okay, I'm not going to say to you, oh, just go to the catalog, just hit second 0 and then take the first option. I mean, I'll say that right now because I'm teaching you, but I'm not going to say that during the quiz. Okay, now this is the thing I'm trying to create. The way I'm going to do that is create my table. Please make sure you're looking at problem number 3 right now if you're following along with me because I skipped number 2. I need -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I go to my calculator, second graph, because that's what makes me look at the table. I'm going to go up to -1, and I want the values at -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Does it go to 4? It does go to 4. So I'm going to copy 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, 9. Those are the numbers I'm going to copy. Now, if I really wanted to, I could have done the mental math. I could have said, what is -1 minus 1 squared? What is 2 minus 1 squared? What is 4 minus 1 squared? If you want to do that mental math, more power to you. Okay, but that's not required because you can get it directly off the calculator. Okay, so now I'm going to graph these points. First point is -1, 4. Second point is 0, 1. Third point is 1, 0. Then I've got 2, 1. I've got 3, 4. And then I've got 4, 9. And if I'm ever confused about what I'm supposed to be drawing, I go back to my calculator, I hit graph, and I go, oh, okay, it's just a U that goes through those points. Okay, and I just draw a curve, like a giant U that goes through those points. All right, I'm going to leave this up on the screen. I'm going to give you all 4 minutes to get as far as you can on problem number 4. I skipped number 2, so don't worry about the one at the top of the page. Okay, finish copying what's in blue. All you need is what's in blue. And then jump to number 4. Okay? I'm going to give you 4 minutes to work on the problem down below. Go. So hopefully when you got these points, it's kind of weird, but you get all negative numbers. And if you graph these points correctly, you end up getting the following image. Okay, you get kind of a V that bottoms out at -5. Okay. Now remember, the way you would type this into your calculator, because I do not want the button pushing to be the thing that costs you today. Okay, so let me pretend like I was about to start this problem. The first thing I would do is second plus 7, 1, 2. Reset your calculator always when you're starting a new problem. I go to y equals. Now, to get the absolute value, those vertical bars, and you better know how to do this in about 3 minutes when we start a quiz. Okay, I'm going to hit second 0. That gets me to the catalog. It's an alphabetical list of everything the calculator can do. And luckily for us, we want the very first thing. So we don't have to search. We just hit enter. Now, do not type it just x minus 5. Watch this. X minus 5. See the problem with that? Now the -5 is inside the symbol, and that is not what this looks like. So if anyone screwed this up and got the wrong graph, I want you to ask yourself if you accidentally typed it like this. Because now I'm going to go back, 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 and I'm going to delete the negative, I'm going to delete the 5, and then I'm going to go over, over, over to -5 on the outside. That's how it should have been typed. Okay, the -5 should have been outside the absolute value, not inside. And then I hit graph, and this is what I'd want. And again, to help me build this, I would have hit second graph, and now I'm looking at the table. Questions? All right. Then go ahead and clear your desk completely. We're going to use the rest of the period. You have your homework tonight. Homeworks 1 and 2 are due on Monday, but we're going to use the rest of the period to complete CFU number 1. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.